having a lot of fun here. Thank you, you guys who are watching. This is take 2 of our anti-inflammatory Carr family brownies. I realized that I had the wrong blade. I had a plastic blade in the food processor. So we're going to start again. And for those of you just joining us, we have a filming crew behind the scenes who I will be directing. So you guys have the behind the scenes action into this cooking show. All right, so in 3, 2, 1. Welcome. My name is Jenny Carr. I am an inflammation expert and the international best-selling author of Piece of Cake, The Secret to an Anti-Inflammatory Diet. I help people reverse chronic symptoms without feeling overwhelmed and deprived. And one of the big ways we do that is by finding these comfort foods, these delicious baking, cooking treats that are free of the top 6 inflammatory foods: processed sugar, wheat, cow dairy, inflammatory oils like vegetable oil, hydrogenated oils, GMOs, and then of course alcohol. So you guys, we are here today making these beautiful Carr family brownies. These are like fudge. They're so good. And the best part is that you don't have to bake anything. They're so quick. It's only 7 ingredients. We've got walnuts, pitted dates, raw cacao, vanilla, sea salt, and some water. That is it. It's amazing. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is take 3 cups of walnuts and place them in a food processor with a regular S-blade, not the rubber kind like we had a moment ago. And with that, we're going to combine a ½ teaspoon of salt. So if any of you are listening and you're like, okay, I want to watch, but I'd really love a hard copy of that this recipe, you can go to www.jennycarrhealth, JENNYCARR health.com and grab a free copy of my international best-selling book with this recipe in it. So once you have the sea salt and the walnut halves in the food processor, you want to turn it on until it turns into a nice mix. So we'll blend this up. And it doesn't take long, maybe 15 or 20 seconds. And I'll show you what it looks like. You have this nice kind of meal, almost like a walnut flour, okay? So with that, you're then going to take 18 pitted dates. And a pitted date, so I like to use medjool dates. These taste like caramel. They're so delicious and sweet. And if you just kind of crack it open, you'll see how the seed from the date just pops right out, okay? So you'll do 18 pitted medjool dates that we've got here and throw those into the blender. We're going to add a cup of cacao. This is raw cacao. It's the raw form of chocolate. There's a lot of different brands. This one's called Dagoba. And all it is truly the raw form of chocolate. There's nothing else in here. So it's a really rich, antioxidant-rich food that actually has a lot of tremendous benefits with no sugar added. And then the last thing we're going to add to this is a teaspoon of vanilla extract. A really fun fact is that you can buy vanilla extract or you can buy vanilla flavoring or vanilla. So you want to make sure you get the pure extract. Now we're going to take all of those ingredients, put them in the blender until they turn into a nice sticky form. So that again takes somewhere between 15 to 20 seconds. It's super simple. You guys, you don't even need a bowl for this. That's how amazing it is. So once we've processed it a bit, I'll show you what this looks like. You have this nice sticky kind of granular chocolate mixture. And now all we need to do is 1 teaspoon at a time, we're gonna add some water. And the water, what it does, I'm talking to you as I add a little bit of water here, it gives us this nice, it makes everything stick together, because what will happen is we're actually gonna take this and pat it into a preformed pan. So we'll, a little bit at a time, oops, add the water, and you'll notice as it blends up, and I'm just gonna test it in my hands and just kind of feel, if you put it together, you know, it forms into, it's almost like Play-Doh. It kind of forms into the texture you're looking at to form into. And we'll just take this. We're gonna take this mixture and put it into this pan. You can use any pan. It can be small or large depending on how thick you want these brownies to be. The nice part about this recipe is that it's really difficult to mess this up. It definitely, all you have to do is pour the mixture into the pan and press down, and you want to press down pretty firmly. I'll show you guys here in just 1 second what this looks like. You want to press down pretty firmly. So the pan that I'm using right now, this baking dish, is, I'd say this is like a 8x8, and you could go a little bit bigger if you want, but probably an 8x8 is a good way to start. Press it down firmly and get these crumbs off, and you'll see it's in there, right? It's not coming out. So it's pressed down in, and all you have to do is cool this for about 2 hours or a little bit less in the refrigerator, and you're set. How quick was that for an amazing anti-inflammatory dish? And I'll show you what this finished product looks like, you guys. I've cut these into really small chunks because, again, they're so fudge-like. They're really delicious. People often ask me, like, okay, if I have maybe you have a potluck to go to and you don't have a lot of time, right? This is the best thing to make for people